In this video, I'll be showing you how to make a tower defense game on Roblox. This will let you create your very own custom tower defense game. Okay, so we're going to start by inserting the model from the toolbox, link in the description. Then we're going to go and open this folder. Now you can read these. Now we will have multiple places in this one game. So this start place will be the lobby. So I'll just show you that real quick. So we close toolbox and open asset manager places. We see this is the start place. So that will be our lobby. We'll set up the map in a little bit, so stay tuned for that. Now we want to ungroup this and then ungroup these in the designated categories. So if you don't know how to ungroup, you right click, press ungroup, or the shortcut Control or Command U. So yeah, we'll just drag these into their categories and ungroup them like that. Server storage, starter GUI. Cool. Now we can go ahead and start setting it up. So we don't need to do anything in workspace. You can move these around obviously, and then in replicated storage we are going to go into configuration modules and start with game configuration. So you'll see we'll get our starter money here, so I've just made 100, and then the amount of loadout slots we have, so that's like the towers, so 5 for 5 different towers you can have equipped at once. Next, map configurations. So we'll see we've got the map here. Now you can add whatever maps you want like this, and then give them a name like grassland. And yeah, there's the map ID, so that you'll get from the place here. I'll show you that in a little bit. The size, so how many players can be in it at once in that one map. Thumbnail, the image, more about that later. So just keep this one open for now, as we'll need to come back for the IDs. Now skins, we've just got the crate, and then we've got the skins inside of the crate, so you can put as many different ones as you want in here, and then just randomly choose one when they buy the crate through either in-game lobby money or through a product, a developer product. So yeah, change the cost there, and if you use a product, just change this to nil and it'll automatically switch to using that product. Then in the skin, so I've just got one skin right now, which I called it skin, and then that is the icon for the skin. So what the skin will look like when you buy it, but not on each tower. We'll do more on that later. Now in towers configurations, we've got the massive configuration for all the towers. Starting placeable color, unplaceable color, material. This is like when you go on something you shouldn't place it on, it'll go red, and on something you can place it on, it'll be green. And then force field is the material of like the bubble showing the range. This is like unnecessary for the actual lobby, but we will need this on the map, so I'll show you that later. In towers, we've got our tower. Now you can add more towers to this list, the same as everything else, so we follow that line down. We add a comma and then copy that same thing in. So I'll just delete all that. Now starting, we've got the cost, so I'm making this tower free, so you get it when you join the game. And then we've also got a game pass there, so you can make these cost game pass. If you do want it to cost a game pass, once again put nil there and it'll use the game pass. Got the limit, you can place only 5 of these in a map. The distance, that is basically how far away it needs to be from any other tower to be able to play, so you can't just cram in all your towers. Now we've got levels, so level 1, level 2, I've just made 2 levels for now. Cost, this is how much it costs to buy the tower originally, as this is level 1, but then the cost for the level 2 and above, that's how much it costs to upgrade the tower. Sell, how much you get back, from selling that. Damage, the damage. Range, the range. Rate, now this is how much it will fire in the cooldown. So let's say it was like 0.25 and 1, that means this will fire 4 times and then break for 1 second, as this can happen 4 times in 1 second and then it'll break for 1 second. Pierce, that is how many enemies it can damage at once in its range. So if you want it to like damage as many as in the range, you'll set splash damage to true, which is damages everything in range. Damage buffer, this is a percentage, so if you do something like 0.1, it will damage everything that much more in its range. So if there's another tower nearby inside of its range, it will give it a buff of 0.1, so 10%. Same thing for range. Now tax is how much it gives you at the start of every new wave, so you can have like farming towers if you want. Detection, this is going to be used for the enemies. We'll see more about that later. These are more like maps, like for the actual maps, but like I just kept it same for lobby because it's a bit easier. Idle animation, attack animation, and then attack sound. Now I've got the skins. So I've got default, you always need a default, and then also the skin. So the name is just going to be a separate name you might want to give the tower when it has the skin on. Make sure you always keep these as the default ones. The icon, what it looks like in the bar, same for there. Thumbnail, what it looks like when you've got the upgrading screen or when it's showing in the shop for both levels. Okay, next we can close that and go into server storage configuration modules commands. Now this is your prefix, so if it's slash like that, a command would look like slash towers, but like let's say we did an exclamation mark, it'll be like that, and you'll type that in chat. So yeah, that's the prefix. I like it at slash, but you can have whatever you want. Now this is where you add your user ID to be able to use the command. So anyone you want to have commands, you just add the user ID there. Okay, now we can close out of this. Now that we've got the lobby, we need to go into game settings, security, and enable studio access to API services. Save. Now we can publish our game if you haven't already. However, we're not done as there's no maps. So in Asset Manager, you can go View Asset Manager. Just close that real quick. We want to go here, right click, add new place. Just give it a little bit. Now it's added place, rename it, call this whatever your map is called. So I've only got one map and it's called map, so I'm going to call it map. Then we'll right click on it, press copy ID to clipboard, and then paste that there. Okay, now you can publish. Now you do that for as many maps as you have, obviously with the actual map names there. Then, you know, why not call this lobby, as this will be the lobby. But then whatever name this is, as it is the start place, it will show up on Roblox as the actual game name. Now we're going to open up map here and set up an actual map. Okay, so we've just opened up the map place, and now we want to do the exact same thing, however using the map model. So insert the model again. Now open up the folder, and since this will be a map, we want to take out the map and then delete the rest of it. Now ungroup this, ungroup the workspace one, and then put these all in the designated categories and ungroup. So server script service, server storage, starter GUI. And now for starter play scripts, you want to go to starter player, starter play scripts, and make sure you don't put in character scripts, it will not work. Now we want to start by configuring this game in workspace. So don't worry about this, however, do worry about this. Now this is all the things that a tower can be placed on. So right now the tower can only be placed on the path, but usually you don't want to do this, and maybe drag the path out so you can't place it on the path, and drag the base plate in so you can place it on the base plate. Now you can add as many items as you want, or models, doesn't matter. I just couldn't put a base plate in this model because it wouldn't really work, so that's why I just put the path in there. Now into replicate storage configuration modules, we've got asset IDs. Now this is the developer product to revive at the end of the match. Enemies, this is the configuration for all the enemies, so their speed, their health, their resistance, their detection, whether they can be detected by those towers with a detection. This will also, whatever health they have when they get to the end, will take off the base health if the tower doesn't kill them. Their walk and death animation, spawn sound and death sound. Next we'll go into game configuration. Now you see we've got this lobby ID here, so in asset manager go to your starter place with that symbol, copy the ID clipboard and paste it there. That'll be the same for all the different maps you have. Map name, so I've just called it map, but call it whatever your name of your map is. Loadout slot, make sure you keep this the same as the lobbies. Intermission, this means you have 10 seconds to vote on what difficulty it is, unless the difficulty has been set in the lobby by the server creator. The timeout, so this is basically once all players have joined, it'll wait an extra 5 seconds just in case someone's still loading in. Don't bring this below 5 seconds. But if you have really laggy like in your game, maybe increase this, but never bring it under 5. Spawn rate, this is how many seconds it will wait to spawn an enemy. So that one means 1 second, so an enemy spawn every 1 second. Wave delay, 2, so that means there'll be a 2-second delay at the end of every wave. Skip wave delay is at 2, so that means it will wait 2 seconds before prompting you if you want to skip the wave. If you want to vote on skip the wave, auto skip, that means it will show up for 1 second, so you can turn off auto skip if you want. Damage money 1, that basically means for every time you damage an enemy with 1 health, the game will give you 1. You made this 0.5 and you damaged an enemy that had 100 health. If you like fully killed it, you would have done 100 damage, and if it's at 0.5, it'll give you 50 money. So yeah, set that to whatever you want. Base health, you know, the health that the base has once it's all gone, the map ends and you have been defeated. Tower limit 5. Now set this to whatever you want, and that's basically how many towers can be placed from your player. Bit different to the individual tower limit. Revive, now this, if you want to limit revives, like have no revives or 1 revive or 2 per map, then you can set that there. If you want unlimited, just do math.huge. Background music, the idea of background music, wave, clear, victory and defeat, pretty self-explanatory. Next, skins, exact same from lobby. Towers, exact same from lobby. Then we'll go down. So yeah, you can actually take these from your lobby one if you've already done that, if you want. Next, in server storage configuration modules, we've got commands, exact same for lobby. Make sure you have them this, that, exactly the same as your lobby one. Wave configurations, now this is just the wave configuration. So you see we've got each difficulty. You can't add any more difficulties, these are set. Then for each one you get a reward, that's how much lobby money you'll get from winning that one. Then this is the money, so this is the money you'll get at the start of the wave, so you can actually buy some towers. And then this is the enemy and the sequence. So 1, 2 just means it will spawn at 1 and move to 2. Oh yeah, I also forgot, in workspace waypoints, you see you got your waypoints. Now just make sure you go on them, right click, show orientation indicator, and it'll just show where it's facing. So if it's facing that way and that one's facing that way, the tower will go there and spawn and walk to there. But then if you also made this 2 and that one, it will spawn there and walk that way. So you can have multiple paths in one game. And then just to add more of these, you just copy it and then paste this in. Just like that. So you can also have as many waves as you want. Add a comma, 2 enters, paste it, remove that comma, and we'll call this wave 2. So that'll be a 2-wave game, and then you can change these up again. And then it's different for each difficulty, but still the same setup. Now close that, and that is pretty much it in setting up this game. So let's go and have a play. Alright, so I've just joined a game with my old account to show you the 2-player features, and you see we've spawned in the lobby, which is the start of the game. Nothing's on the leaderboard yet because we haven't actually left and rejoined. The leaderboards update every 60 seconds, and you see we've got our starter cash. Nothing in there yet because you actually have to buy them from menu. But quickly, I just want to say that you only can test this in actual Roblox, like this is really actual Roblox. Because in the studio you can't teleport from the lobby to the map, unlike you can in actual Roblox. However, you can still test the lobby in the lobby and the map in the map inside of a Roblox studio. You just can't teleport between them. Okay, so starting off with menu, see we've got the tower here. You can see both levels and there's their thumbnail. We've also got their configurations there. Now we buy this for 0. We see we've now got it. Now this is where you can equip skins. I don't own this skin, but we'll get it soon so I can show you. Now you press equipped. You can put it in any slot you want, like that. You can unequipped, put in a different one. That's the limit, so you can only have 5 of these in a map, which might be shorter if the actual map limit is less. So we'll see we've got the skins here in our inventory. We've got this skin here, but it is not owned. Then we've got the crate here, so for 100, now if we press here we can see what we get. Once again, not owned. Now if we just buy that, it's gave us this skin, as that was the only thing inside the crate, so we're going to get it at every time. But if you go back, you'll see we can't buy it anymore because we've got everything inside the crate, and now that is owned. Now back here we can press on this skin icon, and now equip it as our skin, and you see it is now our skin. It does not show there, but it will show in the game. Now the servers, you can press here to create a server, or on servers create server. Now I'll just quickly create a server on my alt account so you can see that is what it looks like. There's the map limit, the name of the person, and then the map. Now this also changes to whatever difficulty it is. White means it's vote, so that's when you vote it in the game. Now I press join, you'll see I'm in there. I can press here to see theirs, and I've got the towers so I can change out my loadout. So obviously you will have more towers here. Can't change anything as I'm not the server owner. However, I leave and create a server, and then I'm join on my alt account. Now I'm the server owner, and you'll see I've got the map, so I can select which map. Got towers, same thing. Got the difficulty, so I can change the difficulty or make it vote. Then I can have the tower where I look at people's towers here, so can everyone else. And yeah, I'm just gonna press start, but I'm first just gonna get my old account, the default tower, so I can show you the 2-player tower feature. Alright, so I'll join back now. And now I've got the tower there, and you'll also see if I move it around on my old account, you see it moves around there. Cool, let's start. It says teleporting. Now this stops me from doing absolutely anything else that actually does anything. Now we're in game. Forgot to unanchor this, but that's okay. Forgot to anchor this, but that's okay. Probably also best to not put the spawn there, but yeah, maybe move your spawn out of the way. Anyway, that starts spawning in, moving in. See, I can place a tower like that, and it will damage them. So yeah, I only made one wave, so the wave is already over. However, you can make as many waves as you want. So this is my tower here. You can see I can press on it, that to sell it. You can also press V to sell it, and then upgrades there. You can also press C to upgrade it, and then you can't upgrade it anymore. This is like a spectate thing. I've got the specs there, 1 out of 5, because that's the limit. If I can't buy it, save money. So you see we've got the distance there and the range there. Now I'll quickly buy a tower on my alt account. Now obviously the wave is over, by the way. And then place it over there. You see there's my alt account's tower. See, I can't do anything as he owns the tower. Then I can still spectate it. And I can't do anything, but it shows me his limit as well. So there's the reward 10. It's a victory on map easy mode. Now I can return to lobby, or I can replay. Also, this is like the wave indicator, so 1 wave out of 1 wave. The base health, the elapsed time, so it's been 7 seconds. Now if I want to replay, I can press that and just wait a little bit. This time I'll actually die on purpose. Yeah, I probably should have anchored this and moved the spawn location. Yeah, maybe do that, guys. So now you can vote because it is another game. So yeah, we'll just die here. Just move out of the way. Oh yeah, you also can't collide with towers or other players. And you'll see it's defeat. Now I can press revive and revive. And yeah, you'll see it just finishes that wave, so it spawns the tour. And yeah, defeat again. So I didn't get anything. And it says I reached wave 1. Then you can press return to lobby, and that'll return just your player back to lobby. Okay, now I'm back in lobby. You see the leaderboards have actually filled out, and you can't scroll on it when there's nothing to scroll to. So yeah, got 10, 10. So you got 10 there because I bought 100 for the crate. And then we got the 10 from winning that game just then, and then our victories. So yeah, that's pretty much it in this kit. Also, I nearly forgot about the commands in the game, so I'll just quickly show you them now. So the first command is /configuration, and then whatever the configuration is. So there's 2 configurations, money, victories. So next is the name of the player, so I'm going to do it myself. You see the leaderboard is updated then. aGoldenMilk. Now it is it's not case sensitive, so you can type capitals or lowercase, doesn't matter. Next is the configuration, so I'm gonna do money, then the amount, let's do 100. See, got 100 there now. It also works if the play is offline, same as victories. So I give myself 100 victories. Now obviously the leaderboards update every 60 seconds, so it'll take me 60 seconds to see the update. Just believe me, that worked. Now there's also a way to give and take away people's skins. So that is /towers, tower, aGoldenMilk, tower, and then true is own it, false is unown it. Now I'm not going to enter this because it actually kicks the player, because it has to update a lot of things. It was just easier to kick the player. And then same for skins. So skins, and then the skin name. So I've just called my one skin, as you can see the name there. False or true, once again that also clicks the player. So only do this if someone's really like hacked or something, you need to remove thing, or you're just giving it to someone. Don't do it like constantly. If they're out of the game, it works fine because then they don't get kicked. But yeah, also I'll just quickly show you, there's another command called map money, but that only works inside a server. So I'll quickly press start here, as this money is different to like the map money inside of an actual map, like the money that I'll show right here real quick. Also I just quickly anchored all of these and moved the spawn point out so it's not all messed up now. Also you can make these invisible if you want. So yeah, just vote the difficulty. So yeah, see, I can't place it there, but I can place it there, and I can't place it there as well, but I can place it here because I put this inside of the tower placeable instances. Now this is the map money. I just want to quickly show you the map money command. So it's exact same as before, /configuration map money aGoldenMilk map money, whatever, let's say like 1,000, and this only works in game, in your game, because this money doesn't save, it's only in each map, so you only can do this inside your map. And yeah, anyway, thank you so much if you made it here to the end of the video. Please subscribe if you're new, like the video if you haven't already, share the video with all your friends, join my Discord, and I'll see you guys in the next video.